What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games. And one of the two biggest questions I get on my live streams for SAO Rising Steel are, how do you reroll, and which character should you reroll for? In this video, we're going to tackle the former. How do you reroll? And my question to you guys would be, what are you using to play the game? If you're using a phone, are you using an iPhone or an Android? If you're using an iPhone, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm sorry, I don't have an iPhone. If you're using an Android, well, then you would have to go into your settings for the game, delete the data, and reinstall everything and go ahead and reroll. Now that takes an astronomical amount of time to go ahead and reroll that way. So if you're using an emulator to reroll, like I do, I use Nox in order to reroll. I find that to be the quickest way to do it. So we're gonna go step by step on how to reroll using the Nox emulator. Now I don't know how to do it for BlueStacks. I tried to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out, so I apologize for that. I normally like to use BlueStacks. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm not sponsored by Nox, but normally I would like to use BlueStacks. It just typically runs my games better. Most of the time, there's some instances where Nox runs my games better than others. But in the case of Alicization Rising Steel, I find that they both run them pretty much the same, to be honest with you. As long as you can allocate enough CPU cores and enough RAM to get the 60 frames per second target frame that you would want to get for this game. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and show you guys how to reroll using Nox. Now, I'm not actually going to do the rerolling process because this is my account. I'm happy with my account. I'm keeping my account. I don't want it to disappear. So I will just show you how to reroll, and I'm not actually going to do it. So first things first, we go to your Nox home screen. Now in your Nox home screen, you want to click on Tools. Actually, let's backtrack for a moment here. Before you actually do this, you got to make sure Nox is rooted into your settings of Nox, which is not going to actually show you here. When you go into the system settings for Nox in your general settings tab, you want to click on root, where it says startup items, root. Okay, so just make sure that your Nox is rooted before you begin. Now, after you've done that, you go into tools, you click on file manager, and it brings up this. Now we're going to go to data, and it's going to ask you confirm operation. The operation requires elevated privileges. Do you want to change to root access mode? You click on yes. And then we're going to scroll down to data again. So you click on data again. Now once you're in here into data, then you're going to scroll down until you find the Bandai SAO ARS folder. Okay, so it's usually towards the bottom. So right here, you see it. It's com.bandai Namco ENT, so Bandai Namco Entertainment .SAOARS. So you click on that, and once you click on that, you're going to go all the way down to shared preferences. Let me actually take off my border so that way you guys can see it better. So right there, shared preferences. So that's where you're going to go right here is shared preferences. Now, you're not going to click on it like I just did. That was an accident. You're actually going to hold click on it until you get this screen right here which says actions. On this action screen, you are going to click on delete. Once you click on delete, it resets your data, but you don't have to re-download the data. Next time that you log in, you can go ahead and start your reroll without having to worry about re-downloading the data, which can be very taxing and just takes a long time to do. So that saves you the process of re-downloading the data, but you still have to run through all the tutorials and everything else like that, which could take about 10 minutes or so to do. But I feel like that's not that big a deal because now you don't have to re-download everything. So there you go. That's how to go ahead and re-roll using the Nox emulator. Now, the faster way to do it, like I did on my live stream, is I use what's called Nox multi-drive. Basically, Nox multi-drives allows you to open up different instances of your Nox emulator. So that's not a hard thing to accomplish. Let me see if I can go ahead and get a window for that as well. Let's see, Windows capture. Let me see if it'll capture it. All right, let's see here. let's see, multiplayer. There it goes. Okay, so this right here, let me go ahead and kind of blow it up for you guys. This right here is the multi-drive window. So this multi-drive window, basically when you have your settings that you want in your Nox player, okay, which you can see right here is launch. That's my basic Nox setting player, or my Nox player. Once you have the game downloaded into that player, once you have the settings already done, so if you have it already rooted, then you can go ahead and you can duplicate that player. So right here, okay, you see right it says launch. That means I'm using that player at the moment. So we're gonna go and we're gonna copy a different one. So say for example I want to copy this one. So this is Nox player 1. So I can just click on this and it'll copy the settings. So right here, unlocking, boom, it's gonna go ahead and copy that Nox player. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I have to let it go now, but it'll copy it. So you do that as many times as you want, as many times as your computer can handle. That is the biggest thing. So as many times as your computer can handle. Once you have that, then you can click on all of them. You can launch all of them to be able to run them all at the same time. Now, once you do that, okay, once you do that, let's see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. You can go ahead and let me do something else while that goes. Let me take that off. Let me get my Nox player back over here, and it's not going to show the settings. Okay, that's fine. So when you do that, there is a setting to sync your different Nox players together. So if you have 5 Nox players up on screen, when you go into your Nox player that you want to control, there's an option on your settings, usually to the right hand side of your Nox player. So on the bottom you'll see 3 dots. You click on that, which will give you more options to click on. And there's an option called sync. Now it doesn't let me Windows capture this to show you guys, but you click on sync and it allows you to operate multiple instances of your Nox emulator at the same time to be able to control all the different ones. So that's how I did it on my live stream for you guys. That's how you go ahead and you can do it moving forward. So I just wanted to, like I said, show you guys how to reroll, and especially if you want to reroll multiple accounts, that's the way to do it. And same thing, so when you're going to reroll on all those accounts, because they're all linked up, you can go ahead and go through the file, go to data, go to Bandai, go to shared preferences, delete shared preferences, and restart all the Nox players all together at the same time. Now, the only concern I have, or not concern, but the only downside to this is that because the battles they tend to be random on the field, you might have some instances that don't match up 100%, which I had that on my live stream. It happens sometimes, but it's not a big deal. So that's how I did it. I hope you guys found the video informative. And anytime somebody asks me how do you reroll, I'm just going to direct them to this video. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll catch you all in the next video. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.